We just did this drill with the Hudson H9, so we're going to see how much different this feels. But this one is after being warmed up a little bit. Could be good or bad. Draw and fire 3 shots to the body. Alright, that was good. 452. Ooh, I pulled one high. Pulled one high. 270. So 314. All right. That was really nice, felt good. All right. Very nice. 3.02. All right, guys. 364. All right, got that shot too. Good. I tell you what, this thick grip helps. 290. $366. Very nice, felt very good. This gun is extremely controllable. That's +2. $390. Okay, I pulled one to the right, which kind of stinks because I think I just need to take a little more time. It's 302. So the only misses I had was this one at 20 yards. I was shooting from behind cover, and as the gun came back down, I was leaning behind cover, so the gun came back down after being shot, and I let it come down a little too far and pulled the trigger, and that's what caused that. So it looks like just this one and this one. Let's go ahead and count it. It's going to be hard to count because some of these are almost touching. That's touching several. 1, 2, 3. Definitely, yeah. Yeah, just everything's on there for sure. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we did the Psalms 144 drill. This is the drill that I came up with to kind of evaluate guns and also for maybe church security purposes. And we actually really enjoyed the XF. I'll be honest with you guys, I was a little worried I wouldn't like this gun, and there was little things I didn't really love about it. when I first got it, and there's some still little complaints, but I'm enjoying this gun a lot more than I thought I would for the price, especially. And it's always more of a joy to shoot a gun that is cheaper than, you know, a lot of the other guns you got. And when it shoots as good as it does, and it shoots as soft and flat as it does, and it's quite a bit cheaper than a lot of the other stuff that you own, it's always more of a joy just to know that you're getting that much performance out of something like this. And we've made some past videos on it, but let's talk about the drill we just saw on video as well. Like I said in the last video, the only complaints I have about this gun is it needs a mag well. The mags are a little hard to change, but not much worse than a regular standard Glock. If anything, maybe the same as a standard Glock. And the sights need to be raised up. Maybe the red dot could use to be a little lower into the gun itself. But if the backup sights were raised, that would help a whole lot with that as well. But this gun, man, there's something about the way it just sinks into your hand. It's like you get a very consistent grip with it. And I think that's one thing that's good about Glocks in general, is you tend to get a very consistent grip when you pull them out of the holster, and that makes it easier to shoot quickly onto target. And I really do like that about this gun. It feels like the gun itself, its ergonomics, keep you from pulling the trigger left or right as much. You know, the trigger's not the best trigger I've ever fired, but with the little trigger job I've done on this thing, it's a very good trigger for a Glock for sure. Some Glock shooters will be like, whoa, you know, that's completely different than my stock Glock. So it's really nice. It was a pleasure to shoot today. We got 102, which is the highest score out of the 3 guns we've shot this drill at. And I will say that I did shoot the gun before this, so I warmed up with another gun on this drill before I shot this one, so I was warmed up, and that does help. So when you get used to recoil a little bit, you get used to kind of what you're doing, it does help you shoot a little better. So this one had a little bit of an advantage over the gun I shot before it, because that gun I'd shot for the first time I'd shot today. So that's a little advantage, but this is the highest score I've got. I got a 101 with the Canik Mete MC9, and I got a 94 with the Daniel Defense H9. I got a 94. I think all these scores are pretty good. They're not near as good as a pro shooter would do with these guns, but for me, that, you know, shoot a couple hundred rounds a month, maybe anywhere from 150 to 500 rounds a month, and usually it's more in the 150 range that I shoot. I think that's a pretty good score. Excuse me, guys. But yeah, I think 102 was a really good score for this. We had one we kind of pulled high because we was pulling the trigger so fast that I didn't allow the gun to come back down and recoil. And so we had a string of 5, and I shot it pretty quick, and the gun came up, and I pulled the trigger at the wrong time while it was still kind of in that higher. So it's coming up, and as it was coming, before I let it come down, I shot, and it shot a little bit high. And then one, I was shooting around a barrier, so I was leaning, and as the gun was coming down, I let it come down a little too far when I pulled the trigger, and it shot to the right of the target because I was leaning this direction. So when you come down like this, when the gun's coming up and coming down, leaning, I came down a little too far at 20 yards, and that's understandable. When you start shooting 20 yards and you're leaning, you can tend to pull the gun right or high and left or low and right. It's because you're leaning across a barrier. But overall, the accuracy was fantastic, and I was a little nervous when I ported this thing like this that the accuracy would be affected, but this thing shoots as accurate as the smaller ports that I have in the other guns that I have. It shoots just as accurate, no problems there. The trigger and the gun has been very reliable, you know, very much like a Glock in that sense. The action is extremely smooth, one of the smoothest actions of any striker fire gun that I have. Just a really smooth action. So I really do like that. Like I said, we got 102, so this will be the score to beat. Of course, I could take my 2011s and probably shoot a higher score, but, you know, I enjoy, especially with these drills that are kind of meant for church security or for concealed carry purposes, you know, and I've got a scoring system that will adapt to, you know, higher level shooters as well. So that doesn't really matter. I could still adapt to those higher performance guns, but this was really designed for these type of guns. So we'll shoot it with more performance based guns, but I enjoy shooting it with these because it's kind of, you know, what it's geared for. But if you have any questions or comments, if you want to try this drill out, please do. Please like and subscribe. It supports the channel more than you know. I hope you enjoyed this. Really enjoying these guns, giving you an update on them. I probably will do a comparison between the guns that maybe we've shot in some of these drills to kind of give you an idea of what the differences are in those particular platforms. So that might be kind of helpful to you as well. But yeah, guys, so far this has been a more exciting gun than I expected, especially at its price point. Like I said, the cheaper a gun is, when it performs high and it looks this good, it's kind of hard not to like it. Just really cool little pistol. I would challenge you guys to go and try one. If you can find a range that has one of these or rent or something like that, or if a buddy of yours has one, try it out because it is pretty cool. God bless. Have a great day, and we'll catch you guys later. Please leave any questions in the comments below. Like I said, please like and subscribe. God bless.